I am AJ Traver. I am your host for today's webinar, Going Beyond Batch and Blast Emails with Marketing Automation. Thank you all for joining and spending an hour of your time with us. I know we are all busy professionals and finding the time to dedicate to exploring new technology and learning new best practices could always be a little bit difficult, so we appreciate your time. Particularly in today's market, right? We've got a lot of macroeconomic trends at play, and being able to work more productively and increase your pipeline and your revenue is really more important than ever. So we've got a lot of great content today on marketing automation and what it is and what it can do to help your business. In terms of our speakers, we have quite the lineup today. So these are our official speakers for today's webinar. We've got a good group of folks from SugarCRM, as well as Joey and John Williams from WFG National Title, who've been customers of Sugar since 2014. So thank you, Joey and John, for joining. Our internal experts, Veronica and John Zilch, will kick us off today. They're the driving forces behind our solution, Sugar Market, and they will be sharing their expert perspective on the value of marketing automation, the capabilities that you should be looking for in marketing automation to increase your pipeline and revenue, and how Sugar Market and our Sugar Sales solutions work together for you. John Williams and Joey will be sharing how WFG uses Sugar Sell and Sugar Market together at their business and what that's meant for them. Really just bringing everything that Veronica and John Zilch will be talking about to life in a very real life example. And then lastly, we are also joined by Brianna Bridges, who is from our customer experience team. Bree is a marketing automation consultant. I've worked with her for many, many years, I think 5 years. And she is very much an expert in all things Sugar Market, and actually one of the folks responsible for onboarding and implementation. So she's going to be talking about what services are in place at Sugar to help you get over the hurdle of implementing a new solution like Sugar Market. And then, as I said, there's me. I'm AJ. I'm the Director of Customer Marketing. I'm also a user of Sugar Market, and really, really excited to be hosting this webinar today. So with that, let's get started. This is just a quick overview of the order of today's agenda. So we'll start with what marketing automation is and why it's valuable. We'll go into the real life examples from Joey and John. Bree will bring it on home with implementation and onboarding, and then we'll go to Q&A. So with that, let's get started. Veronica and John Zilch, it's all yours.
Great. Can go to my slide 7. All right. So I'm Veronica, thank you, AJ. I'd like to introduce you to two fictitious B2B companies, Company A Solutions and Company B Technologies. Company A Solutions is known for its innovative software solutions, but they struggle to reach its ideal clientele, and that's due to their scattered marketing efforts. On the other hand, you have Company B Technologies, and they boasted an impressive array of services, but they also face challenges, and that's in nurturing leads efficiently. Their paths recently crossed at a local event, and where these two CEOs struck up a conversation about their business challenges. And as they shared their experiences, Company A Solutions highlighted the trials of attracting leads and then keeping them engaged. And while Company B Technologies voiced their team struggle to streamline their sales processes efficiently. So Company A Solutions excitedly shared how they recently adopted a marketing automation platform, which has been a game changer for their business. He explained how it helped attract the right audience by tailoring content to specific needs, ensuring a seamless transition from lead to customer through the automated nurturing process. And Company B Technologies was so intrigued by this, so they decided to talk more over coffee. Company A Solutions elaborated on the benefits of marketing automation and how Company A Solutions is able to identify potential leads from various touch points, providing them with personalized content that resonates at every stage of the buyer's journey. This not only streamlined their marketing efforts, but it also handed their sales team highly qualified leads, making the conversion process more efficient. Company B Technologies was so fascinated by this idea of nurturing leads systematically. She recognized how her company could benefit from this approach and enabling them to understand client behavior better and respond with relevant and timely communication that was key to them. The prospect of automating their repetitive tasks like email campaigns, sending that email to random customers without personalization. Also, the lead scoring was very enticing for them. So in the following months, both companies incorporated marketing automation into their strategies heavily. Company A Solutions saw a significant increase in their lead to customer conversion rate, while Company B Technologies noticed a surge in their qualified leads and streamlined the sales process. So as they met again at another conference, the two CEOs marveled at the transformation of their businesses. They swapped success stories, both attributing to a large part of their growth and efficiency to the adoption of marketing automation. These two companies thrived, and thanks to their ability to attract, engage, and most importantly, convert, and they're also able to analyze their marketing efforts systematically, unlocking new heights of success in the B2B realm. Next slide, please. All right, so I'd like to talk to you a little bit about unveiling the power of marketing automation. So now that you've heard from these two companies, I want to talk to you more in detail about what marketing automation is. So I'm going to shed some light on what this entails and why the value is so paramount in the modern business ecosystem. Market automation allows businesses like yours to streamline, automate, and measure marketing tasks and processes, such as email marketing, that's the basic, social media posting, customer segmentation, campaign management, lead nurturing, lead scoring, and more. Marketing automation is the fusion of technology and marketing prowess to orchestrate, optimize, and automate repetitive tasks and workflows. It's a one-stop shop. So by automating repetitive tasks, marketing teams can focus on more strategic aspects of their roles, fostering creativity and innovation. The time-consuming process that once demanded an exhaustive manual of efforts is now executed effortlessly. And this frees up resources for high-impact initiatives. That's very important for us marketers. Secondly, marketing automation is a catalyst for personalized customer experiences. It enables businesses to understand their audience better. More importantly, personalization. You want to segment your audience based on behaviors and preferences. You want to deliver tailored content that resonates deeply. No one likes to get a random email that doesn't resonate to them. Where does that go? It goes directly into the trash. Personalization fosters stronger connections. It boosts engagement and ultimately leads to higher conversion rates. That is the purpose of marketing automation. We want higher conversion rates. Thirdly, you want to have analytics. So the power to analyze. Marketing automation platforms are not just about executing or, like I said, sending emails. They're treasure troves of data. They provide actionable insights and analytics that fuels informed decision-making by tracking and measuring campaign performance. You want to know what your KPIs are. And marketers can refine these strategies, optimize approaches, and continuously improve their efforts. Moreover, scalability is a hallmark of marketing automation. And as businesses expand, so does your marketing demands. So automation tools can effortlessly accommodate increased demands, ensure consistency and efficiency, and deliver your brand message across various diverse channels. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic on to you, John, so you can discuss the key capabilities of our marketing automation platform, SugarMarket.
Veronica, thank you so much. All right, yeah, so let's talk about some of those capabilities. And we'll start with channels. Even email itself is different with SugarMarket. So like batch emailing, the bulk and batch, we can send thousands of emails out at a time. However, we can do so in a much smarter way. With SugarMarket, you can build data-driven segments and then personalize the content of your emails based on those segments. Then there are other channels too that we support. Build a winning web experience with intelligent dynamic forms and pages to host those forms. We can help you manage the communications and registrations around webinars and physical events, host surveys to garner feedback, and integrate your social media marketing programs into Sugar Market as well. Next, let's talk about crafting the customer journey. Within Market, we have the idea of a nurture campaign, which is a drag and drop customer journey builder. You can design, manage, execute nurture campaigns to optimize engagement with your leads and contacts. Essentially, you're now stitching together all the channels we talked about before and some of the outcomes from the marketing campaigns you have in trying to lead your audience to a preferred outcome for your organization and for their needs. The nurture campaigns can be as simple or as involved as you need them to be. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have a full integration into SugarCell. Not only will the data between systems be shared, but you can build customer journeys or nurture campaigns that incorporate both marketing and sales activity. And then there's data intelligence. So reporting and analytics can help you understand what's working and what's not so that you can continuously craft your go-to-market strategy. And lastly on this slide, creating content is extremely vital to marketers. We hear it all the time. It can be time intensive to create that content and just get off the ground of the writer's block of how do I want to start this email? Well, we're exploring generative AI and they can make that process even easier and save your team even more time. Click ahead, please. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so on this slide here, you can see some of the value propositions of having both products together, SugarCell and Sugar Market. I want to summarize this slide by saying that your entire team will be more successful with having these two products integrated into the same platform. Here's a few examples, right? So on the marketing side, marketers are going to have additional account and contact data that's flowing over from Cell. They can send the right leads over to sales, and they can easily gauge the downstream effects through the reporting and analytics that we've mentioned a couple times. Your sales team also benefits, right? Now they can see the other side of the house, how marketing is treating their clients and their prospects. They can see how clients are marketed to. They can even send their clients specific marketing approved emails or add those clients to ongoing nurture campaigns right from their CRM experience where they're used to working. Of course, both teams can have full visibility into the engagement history for their client or for their prospect to add even more visibility into their day-to-day. And the last slide that I have today, thank you, is some stats. So I appreciate the validation and some empirical evidence, and we provided that for you today, just as one example. But what is the true benefit, or what is one of the benefits of having Cell and Market together? Well, based on our research, clients that are using both Cell and Market, on average, close around 7% more of their pipeline opportunities. So what if you could add 7% more revenue by using a tool that can also add efficiencies across your team from an operational standpoint? There's all sorts of upside. And these are just a couple of the reasons why our customers love having that combination of Market and Cell. And I think we're going to hear from a couple in a minute.
Yeah, it was an excellent segue. It's almost as if we planned that, John. So thank you, Veronica and John. That was a really fantastic introduction to marketing automation. As John mentioned, we are going to be passing it to the other John because we really like to just complicate things, as well as Joey. So John Williams, Joey Grandpa, joining us from my home, a Williston Financial Group Company, also SugarCRM customers since 2014, and they're going to be sharing their experience of how they use SugarCell and Sugar Market together, what it's meant for their business, traditional use cases, etc. All right, Joey and John, I'll let you take it from here.
Okay. Everybody can hear me okay? We've had an interesting journey with CRMs. Myself, I've got over 20 years experience with CRMs in the insurance industry. And my journey with WFG, when I'd come on board, they were into their second CRM at that time. And it was just a very basic system. Basically, you call no more than an address book. In fact, I think one of the systems had address book as their name. But it was very simple. And the email, the marketing was in there. It wasn't even marketing. It was just basically, here, take some data over. You, the salesperson or user, you email it out. So after some evaluation, the decision was made that we were going to deploy SugarCRM as a product as our primary CRM. And along with that, we picked up a third-party tool to handle our marketing efforts. Um, and we were real excited of all the potential um, that we could gain from these two combined systems. And as we got everything set up and the excitement grew and look at everything we can do, we soon realized that there were limitations. And we started to learn a new phrase. It was, well, you could if, and that became a message that we um, had to deliver a lot because these systems really didn't talk to each other. And we learned we were doing a lot of saying, well, only if we had this or only if. And it became really painful. The system that we had that was, a high end, very complicated system didn't talk real well with sugar. And come to find out, it really didn't talk. It wasn't sugar's fault. It just didn't talk real well to anything that was external to it. So within all those limitations that we had with that, we were basically only getting informations of delivered, opens, and sends. So we knew it was delivered. We knew if somebody opened it. We couldn't tell a whole lot more than that. So after a few years with that, high-end Rolls-Royce type product, and we're only using a couple of features, who hasn't bought a product that you buy all this? Yeah, I'm going to use all this. It's going to be great, but you only get a little. Well, in this case, we wanted all those features, but we just couldn't implement them. So at that point in time, and I don't remember the exact year, it really doesn't matter, but we started looking, well, if we're going to do it that, let's find another solution. And I think that was around the same time that Sugar had acquired what was going to become Market, and that was running, but that was within months of that. And it's like, you know what? We really don't want to go down this road yet. Let's just go to a simple solution that we're going to just get the basic sends, and let's just see what happens with Market for right now. So we ran with that lesser solution for a year or two, and had got decided, there's got to be a better way to do this. Okay, there has to be a system where everything's integrated into one that you can, they can talk to each other natively. So thus began our search for a replacement for what we have, or for what we had at that time, and where we ended up with today. So Joey, if you want to.
Yeah, so absolutely. So, you know what, we knew that the sugar cell was working for us. It was working for our sales team. It had everything that they needed in the field with the mobile app and everything. But from a marketing perspective, the components that were in there just weren't enough for what we needed to do in our day-to-day business. With all of the things that we wanted to accomplish, and all the things that we had to say, yes, we could do that, but only if we had. We had asked ourselves at one time, is it the CRM? Is that the problem? And we found out, no, it's really not. Our salespeople are happy, they have everything we need, but we just need to go beyond that and see what else is out there to see what actually can meet our needs.
Yeah, and we found, like Joey mentioned, Cell was working for us. Can you hop back a slide? Sugar was working for us at the, from the Cell point of view, from a CRM, it was great. We could do everything we wanted, but we'd always have those words again. Well, we could, but what if when it came to marketing? So along the same time with this, when we deployed Sugar originally, we deployed it on an on-prem instance, which I'm sure a lot of you have, and you also have the cloud instance. At that time, we only had the option to deploy on-prem because we are, we're in a regulated industry. And over time, that has softened a little bit and had the ability to move to the cloud because we found a lot of the solutions that were out there were cloud-based and a little less on-prem. So it looked like, well, that's kind of the direction we wanted to head. So what if we picked up our on-prem instance, moved it to the cloud, and deployed Sugar Market along with it at the same time? At this point, we didn't know for sure that this was going to meet all our needs. On paper, it met all our needs, and we could see it was integrated. So all those you could ifs kind of went, should go away. Okay, I know that's not a strategy, but that's hope isn't a strategy, but that's kind of what we had because it checked all the right boxes. So it's like let's go down this, let's take this leap and go down this road and deploy something to cloud. Let's see what we get. Now you can go to the next slide, and Joey will tell you what she wanted it from a marketing point of view, and this system to do that we could never do before.
right? So it was almost like Christmas when John came to me and said, okay, so, answering the question, what if? And that was always something that him and I always said to each other, like, well, what if we could do this? So he said, all right, well, that's great. Make a list. What are the things that you want to accomplish out of the box, that you envision, that you want to be able to take from your marketing strategy from just bulk email, and really not getting any metrics out of it, not knowing what we're doing. Is it working? Is it not? To then a full-blown actual strategy, being able to really have a marketing plan and be able to connect all of the dots. So of course, every marketer gets really excited about that. So I put this list together, and on top of my list, I knew that I needed to be able to segment my lists. I needed to be able to gather the information that was in the CRM and be able to target the people that we were really talking to at the right time, right? So that was the top of the list. The other thing that we've always wanted was to be able to let our clients decide what they wanted to see from us. Not every person wants to get an email about each topic, right? They have different things that matter most to them. So having that capability, being able to not say opt out, but more actually a positive opt in, tell us what's important to you. So that was definitely a top of my list for sure. And personalization of campaigns. And one of the other programs or systems that we tried that more or less expensive, it was very, very labor intensive. And it was just very difficult for us to get any type of email correspondence out in a timely manner. So that was certainly on the list, that I need to be able to scale the different types of emails that I have going out on a regular basis with just a click of a button, and not have to even think much more than that. The other part of that was creating an actual journey for our clients, sending them down a path based on their wants and needs and how they interact and engage with what we have going on. That was major. That was really important for us, because again, getting away from just the bulk sends and not really looking at behavior and just throwing a lot of mud on the wall and seeing what sticks. That's just not a good strategy. It's not a good strategy for marketing or for sales. So that's where the client journey came in for us, and being able to look at it from a whole scope to see, utilizing the technology and how we can actually enable that type of capability. And most importantly, was cultivating actual leads for our sales team. We all want to be able to, get more sales in the door, right? And get more of those wins for our sales team and for our clients. So that was a major component of things that I wanted John and I to be able to accomplish with a new system. And being able to do that and leverage that through our marketing campaigns. So really serving up those types of opportunities to our salespeople, so then they had a full visual on what their clients were doing and being able to act immediately on their behavior. And then also, sales they're always looking to send out marketing materials. But, because we're a very highly regulated company, we have to have lots of approvals around things that are being sent. So that was one of the things that I had always struggled with, was, having materials available on a moment's notice for our sales team to be able to send to their clients, and actually send to the key clients that they wanted to, communicate with. So again, that was another component that was very important in moving forward. Next slide.
Okay. Well, so thus began our evolution to this new system, and it was twofold. One, we're going to take our existing CRM and we're going to move it to the cloud, which is like a whole separate instance. In this case, it was really beneficial to us because it let us run our old system in parallel while we built the new one. So we really didn't have we had time constraints, but they weren't as we didn't have to worry about the data getting stale because we could run them in parallel. So it kind of was good for that. But market was going to be all new to us. So we took the opportunity of, after 6, 7 years, whatever it was, with the on-prem CRM, if we're going to move it to the cloud, let's just not move it exactly how it is. Let's take the time. Let's clean it up a little bit. Let's make it work, for how it needs to work at that point in time. And anything that we put in there previously or didn't work or anything else, let's get it out of there so we start clean. And this is what we began to tag around our company as we were going to deploy Sugar 2.0. This was a whole new version. Anything that somebody might have had a bad taste in their mouth before or a limitation, that all goes away because we're rebuilding it from scratch. So we did all that. We got the CRM up and functional to where it was exactly as functional in the on-prem as it was there, only better. And I'll tell anybody now, if you're on-prem and can move to the cloud, do it, because a lot of issues that you may have or experience, they disappear. But we moved that, so now it's ready to bring in market. And this is where Joey and I got a little bit nervous, because here's a new system we've got. If you look at some of the documentation on it and read it, it can be a little intimidating. Fortunately for us, we had, Brianna, who she'll talk a little bit, and her team are great about, training and educating you on what to do. And one of the nice things that we found in that, and hopefully I don't speak out of turn, they still do, she still does this, but when they trained us and worked on it, they didn't do it in some sort of mock environment. It was what our environment was, what we wanted to accomplish. So it made that transition very easy and very easy to relate to what we wanted to do. So, and the setup's a little tricky sometimes when you have to get InfoSec and your networking team involved, but you can get all through that, and it's a very simple process to get it set up. So what we did at that point is Joey and I kind of set a goal to, when we go live on this on December 1st, I think it was about 4 years ago. Wow, it's actually tomorrow. We'd set our goal of, between us is like, let's just be able to do on day one what we could do today. Walk before we could run.
Yeah, and it did. And if you could stay on that slide for us, please. Thank you. So, and that was just the goal, right? Let's just be able to walk a little bit. Let's see how this goes. From a marketing team, I know that we were a little nervous about, what it was going to take to switch to a new program, and actually, bandwidth for man hours, and it's always a little daunting, right, to go from one system to another. But it was amazing for us how it was just, we had all of these instant wins. And it was just automatically, from the work that we were doing prior to, we were able to start segmenting our lists and making that work for us in a way that we could reach out to the individuals for certain things, and not just blanket everyone. And then also creating that opt-in page for us. That was huge. And being able to just quickly and easily understand how it worked and implement it. So then the information that is gathered from our clients automatically syncs right back into their customer records, and is able then, from a marketing standpoint, be able to leverage that again when you're segmenting your marketing pieces and the things that you want people to get and what they don't want to get. The personal campaigns was, just basically seamless. It went, from before, it would take us hours to do, maybe one campaign, and with the amount of sales people that we have. For personalization and with market integration, it just worked. I mean, it was great. Of course, we did our testing just to make sure, because I'm always, John can tell you, the nervous one. But he assured me that it will work, and it did. And it just saves us so much time and energy, and we could focus on other things. And those other things were then developing our client journey and understanding, what we could do, and we found ourselves that we didn't have to say, well, we would love to do that, but we can't, only if we had. Well, now we had, and it seemed like it was limitless, depending on what each segment of our company needed, that we could develop and be able to get that messaging to them. And then being able to then go ahead and leverage these sales opportunities that started to pop up for us, like, wow, okay, now we have access to all these different tools and they do work. Let's start putting some more energy into figuring out how we can cultivate actual leads for our salespeople. And then my other big wish came true as well. Again, it was like it was Christmas all over, having that approved marketing on demand for our sales team. So then I said to John, I was like, wow, that was a little too easy. And also to my marketing team that I work with in our corporate office, that, gosh, that went smoothly. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep going. So, gosh, what's next? So from here, we started to see where some of the data that was coming back from all of our efforts. All of the campaigns that we were running, the webinars that we were doing, the surveys that we were conducting, and creating and being able to pull back, the collection of the web hits that we were getting, and the different scorings that we had laid out, and now being able to equate that to customer engagement and how we leverage that going forward. With the survey collection, that has just really opened up so many avenues for follow-up for our salespeople. We utilize that for a lot of the events that we're doing, and being able to capture those leads from clients that we didn't have, but meeting them at trade shows, and just by purely scanning a QR code, sending them through a journey, and getting that information back to our sales team. Really it was for us being able to deliver on our promise that we were continually going to help our sales and be able to get more out of the marketing that we create.
Yeah, so that enabled us to go from wasting a lot of time, or I don't like to use the word wasting time. We were gaining a lot of knowledge on what didn't work, to what we needed to work, which helped us make some decisions to get to where we are now. And, we've gone from taking all this time of, trying to find ways to acquire this information, to this information flowing in to where now we spend a lot of time. How can we make the best use of this information? How can we give it to our sales team and management to take all this data, transform that data into an opportunity that creates growth? And we've been able to do that. We continue to be able to do that. Are we using every feature that Market and the CRM have to offer? No. We've got a lot that we want to do. It takes time sometimes to do some of these things and to vet it out and make sure you're doing it where it's going to deliver value. But there's so much stuff that you can do. It's limitless. I don't want to sound like we're trying to do a sales pitch to get you to do it. But the reason that Joey and I agreed to do this is we wish years ago there was somebody that we could hear as an example of what worked for them, what didn't work for them, how did they solve it. And believe me, this solved a lot of our issues, and we've got nowhere to go but up with endless opportunity. So, AJ, back to you.
Thank you, John and Joey. John, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, as the customer marketing, representative here at Sugar, the constant feedback that we get from customers is that they want to hear from customers, they want to learn from customers. So very much appreciate your willingness constantly to share your story and share your learnings with the rest of the Sugar community. I know that a lot of the things that you shared, I'm sure, folks on this call can relate to, and hopefully can take something away from it. So thank you very, very much. On that note, you and Joey mentioned even you were a little bit nervous about bringing on new technology, right? So that's a great segue to bring in Bree from our customer experience team to talk about what that onboarding and implementation process looks like with a marketing automation tool. All right, Bree, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Awesome. All right. So as Joey and John mentioned, starting with a new platform can actually be pretty overwhelming and a little scary. Even the easiest of platforms like Sugar Market can still be like one of those things where you're like, oh my God, I have analysis paralysis. How am I supposed to move forward with this? So our implementation team is really here to help guide you guys through that process. But before I get into the nitty gritty of that, I want to talk about the difference between some of these services that we're going to talk about today. So you guys are all pretty familiar probably with the support team. Our support team is awesome. They help you fix any technical issues that you run into when it comes to Sugar Sell, Sugar Market, Sugar Serve, whatever sugar platform you have. However, they're not going to be able to go in there and build out workflows and things for you. Their job is fixing the things that are wrong, not helping you create things that are right, which is where our teams come into play. So when you're first starting with sugar, specifically Sugar Market, one thing that you will buy services for is going to be implementation. That's the team that I personally am on. And basically our whole goal is helping you get ramped up quickly and easily. There's a lot of stuff that you have to move over from other systems. There's a lot of things that you have to do to get ready. So you don't just want to go in there blindly and not have anybody working through it with you. So my team's job is to kind of sit with you guys, help you move everything over, and then help you expand upon those things you've been doing in the past. Sometimes you get in like these little ruts where you're like, oh my God, I have to do things the exact same way I've always done them. But it's my team's job to open that up and be like, well, what are your wildest marketing dreams and how can I use Sugar Market to make it come true? I might not be able to do everything, but I can at least try. We also offer Sugar Care services. So Sugar Care services are going to be more for those one-off engagements where you want to work with somebody, but maybe you don't want to work with them in a all the time kind of aspect. Maybe you have one workflow that you want to set up that you need just a little bit of help with. You can contract us to come in and help you out with that and, work with you on the strategy, the execution of everything. So if we could go to the next slide, let's talk a little bit more about implementation. Oh, wrong thing. Let's talk a little bit more about Sugar Care. So Sugar Care, like I said, is going to be really good for those one-off things where maybe you need a little bit of help with setting up, an extended workflow. Maybe you want to set up a custom preference center, which actually we have directly in the system now. But any of these things that you might need help getting set up with, but you don't necessarily need ongoing services. Sugar Care is going to be that for you. You can contract our team to work with you for a certain amount of hours per month, or maybe on just one big project that you need to complete, but they're going to be able to help you along the way. It's very, very cool. You can do it at any time, even after your implementation, for those times where maybe you really need to reach out to somebody, but the support team can't help you out. And then we can go to the next slide. So these are our service offerings. So our service offerings, these have to do with both implementation and ongoing services. So we have two offerings available for new customers that actually carries over into customers who have been with us for a while. When you first sign up with Sugar Market, you have the choice of a partnership package or the strategic package. The partnership package is our base package, and it is great for anyone who is first getting started, especially if you are like a mid-market level customer. The great thing about these packages is they're not just for the little bit of time it's going to take to get set up with Sugar Market. It's not like I'm going to help you out with that and then be like, peace out. Sorry. Hope you guys have fun and figure it out on your own. Instead, these packages are going to guarantee that we are going to be with you your full first year there. And then you have the opportunity to renew over, the many other years you're with us. So we will guide you through in the beginning through your technical setup and your CRM integration. So making sure that everything is set up so that when you're sending emails out of Sugar Market, you don't have to worry like, oh, I'm going to hit spam immediately. I know what's going to happen. No, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen for you. And also getting you connected with Sugar Sell, Sugar CRM, whatever product you're using, so that we can get, like John mentioned, that flow back and forth between the two systems and make sure everything is set up for what your team wants to do with that information. We are also going to guide you through core training sessions. So there are about somewhere between 8 to 10 core training sessions because, as John Zilch mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things that happen in Sugar Market. We've got a lot of great assets and modules that you can work with in the system. So why not walk you through it? But the beauty of it is that you don't actually have to take all of these core training courses if you don't want to. My team is going to work with you. You'll have an assigned dedicated consultant, and we will determine what exactly is right for you. Like AJ mentioned, I've been here for like 5 years. I know the system pretty well, so it's not really on me to have to tell you every single thing. I really want to cater this to be exactly what you want, and the whole team is feeling that exact same way as well. So once you finish with your training sessions, oh, sorry, we can go back a slide. Once you finish with your training sessions, like I said, you'll have us for the entire year. So what's going to happen is that all of the hours that you have left that weren't used up during the initial implementation, you can reach out to us at any point in time. We can help you with setting up certain workflows, just general questions that you might have on the system, as well as we can set up monthly, weekly meetings. So you get all of that with the partnership package, which is the base package. If your team is maybe a little bit bigger of a team, or you maybe want a little bit more hand-holding when you're going through this experience, you can also purchase the strategic package, which is the next step up. This is going to be the same kind of thing that I just discussed with some added benefits. Monthly KPI audits, you're going to have things like system audits that come quarterly, you're going to have reviews. We are going to meet and discuss different product roadmaps that are coming up. There's always exciting new things being released for Sugar Market. So it's the same thing, but 10 times more. And so now we can go to the next slide. So the next steps for this is if you're interested in purchasing Sugar Market or even learning more about our services, get in touch with your customer success manager and they'll be able to walk you through this process. You can always ask to meet with myself or anyone else on my team, and we'd be happy to chat with you, assess your needs, discuss, is this possible, what I want to do through Sugar Market? We'll be honest with you, so feel free. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Bree. Very much appreciate you just educating the customers that have joined on the different service packages available. Before we get into Q&A, there's just 2 announcements that I wanted to go through just to create a little bit more visibility into some resources that exist. So firstly, John is actually going to be returning to the stage next week, December 7th, for a kind of follow-on webinar called Your Voice, Our Roadmap, where he'll be presenting the Sugar Market Roadmap, the future direction of the product. So that's happening December 7th, 10:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central European, 3:30 GMT, and 7:30 Pacific. So very much encourage you, if you're interested to continue learning about this solution, to attend that. I will go ahead and drop the link to the registration page in Sugar Club into the chat so that you can read more about it if you're interested. And then secondly, if you are interested in just discovering more, if you're looking for thought leadership content on marketing, we do have a lot of amazing resources available. You may or may not be you may or may not be aware of these resources. So I wanted to just take a moment and call them out. So Sugar Club is our online community. We've just celebrated 10,000 members, which has been a huge milestone we're very proud of. And it's very engaging. It's really the central hub for all things if you are a customer of SugarCRM. It has a lot of amazing resources in there, such as invitations to, educational webinars, discussion-based interactive social clubs. It's got updates and on the latest release enhancements and product enhancements that have taken place in our solutions, as well as a marketing user group. We've got user groups based on persona, on profession, even on language. So very much encourage you to join Sugar Club if you are not. It's free to all customers. And then additionally, we have the resource section of our website, sugarcrm.com. You can very easily filter for marketing content and just see, buying guides, blogs, thought leadership, best practices, the latest research and stats on what's happening. Very much encourage you all to take a look at that and utilize those free resources that are available. So with that, I will go ahead and kick us off for questions. Is there a limit on the campaigns that customers can send from Sugar Market?
Yeah, that's a good question. We get that one from time to time. Um, Unlike maybe how other platforms, marketing automation or even email blast platforms might work, no, um, we don't charge on that, and there's no limits put in place. So you can run as many campaigns as it takes to reach your objectives, and we like that about our product, that you don't always have to have that in your back of your mind. Am I up against my limit on campaigns? It doesn't exist.
Great.
Good question.
Joey, this one is for you. So we've got a question here about the ease of use for Sugar Market. I'm not sure how large the team is. I know you mentioned you've got the corporate team, and then I'm assuming your team. Can you talk a little bit about like learning the solution and the ease of use?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's there's two of us that cover a large amount of states for our division, and implementation and ease of use for us. It was just it was easy. I mean, it really took no time for us to be able to after we went through the training with Bree to really start to pick up the tools and understand how we could utilize that into our business. At first we thought it was going to be daunting and it was going to take forever for us to be able to pull out all of the templates they had in the beginning and go from there. But it was easy. I think for anyone that's looking, asking that question, because it is daunting, it's, don't be afraid. It's not hard. You can definitely do it.
Lovely. This is a good follow-on to that. So you mentioned you worked with Bree. What advice have you and John Williams come across, or what advice would you give to customers that are looking or considering marketing automation? What learnings did you have?
Ooh, that's a big question. Because we did do a lot of learning through our uh, not successful things. I hate the word failure. But if I could say one thing, make sure that the systems, if you're going to do this, um, because there's not a CRM out there that has a good marketing system integrated into the CRM itself. There's always an external component. But make sure they're not third party. If you can get something that they're both together, that is the only thing that is um, I think that's the biggest component that's made this successful. And that's true even if you get away from CRM and you're integrating with systems. If they're on the same platform, they're going to talk to each other very well. And right there, if you start that with that good foundation, everything you do from there will be successful.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Joey, did you have anything you want to add to that?
No, he's right. I mean, it all really does come down to the foundation and making sure that your data is strong in your CRM. Because then once you do bring on market, everything just syncs seamlessly together. And it just allows you to really segment the list that you need and be able to create those campaigns and deliver that information right back to your salespeople.
And just to add one thing to that too, you'll probably find that your current marketing solution that you've got and the results you think you're producing from it aren't what you think they are.
Yep. John, John Zilch. Too many Johns. John Zilch, I'm going to pass it off to you for this question that's just come in. And this is on, can different teams use Sugar Market? So I'm assuming, sales, marketing, how does the use case change for those folks?
Yeah, we've got very granular permission structure with Sugar Market that allows our customers to get really detailed around who can access what. And there are roles you could set up. So you could set up a role called sales or sales operations, or again, you can create as many roles as you want, assign users to those roles, and then give those roles. I mean, this is similar to other SaaS products, but I think it's worth calling out. You can give those roles access to different parts of Sugar Market, so that you're setting it up not only so that people can't access things that they're not supposed to access, but I think more importantly that they're not being they're not seeing things that they have no interest in, right? So if someone's there just to run some reports or look at dashboards, you can give them just that. If they're maybe on, someone on the sales executive side or whatever coming into market to see different things, you can set it up in a creative way so that they're only seeing what's relevant.
I think just to add on to that too, right? Because here at Sugar, we drink our own Kool-Aid, so we are users of Sugar Market. The way that we've leveraged it internally as well, in terms of connecting sales and marketing, has been really leveraging the iframe. So Sugar Market does have an iframe or a dashlet available in the CRM. So every seller can click into the iframe and view marketing automation data in terms of the customer engagement, the customer journey, and they can interact with different marketing materials through that dashlet. So Joey mentioned having templates, marketing approved templates available to her sales team. Very similarly, we've got nurtures that the sales team can very easily drop customers into. It can, look like it's coming from them as well, so there's a personal touch. So yeah, using that dashlet for actionable insights, but as well as just empowering our sales team to communicate with our customers in a tailored way has definitely been a big use case for us as well.
And it's governed by the same permissions, right? So
Yep.
you can still manage it, and it's all accessed within the CRM. That's a great call, AJ. Yeah, it's very useful.
Yep. All right, so next question is on the sync. Does the information flow both ways between sell and market?
Can we take that one as well? It does, and similar to what I was saying before around, we try to give you as much flexibility around customization. You can turn on or off certain entities or modules so that they're not flowing if that's not what you want. So it's not kind of a binary turn it on or turn it off. You can set it up the way you want across different entities.
Great.
Bree, jump in if you'd like to, or Veronica, if you want to add too.
No, that's great. A good thing to note is that basically Sugar, the main CRM part of things, is basically Sugar Market's number one love in life. So everything that you put inside of the CRM, unless, like John said, you set up certain permissions with it, it's going to bring it over. So all of that information, if you have a field called what is this person's favorite color of Hawaiian shirt, and you want to be able to segment your marketing database off of that, you're going to have that ability to do so.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna take the last question. We're gonna take just a few more minutes. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box or the question box. And our last one, Bree, would be good for you. Are support and training included in the price of Sugar Market?
I believe that when you purchase Sugar Market, I don't think services are initially included. I think that it's an additional cost because you get to choose which kind of services you actually want to purchase along with it. So depending on your level of need, like if you need a little extra hand holding or, your team's going to need a little bit to, get ramped up, you can purchase more services as opposed to lesser services. If you're like, straight out the box, I'm a DIY person. Cool. We have something that can fit that as well.
Awesome. Oh, we did get another question. Okay. Is Sugar Market cost by user? I think Bree is shaking her head.
Yeah, that's what I say. I can answer that. So that's actually one of my favorite parts of Sugar Market. Unlike the CRM where you pay per user, you can have unlimited users in Sugar Market. If you want to give your grandma a user for Sugar Market to check in on your marketing, by all means, go for it. You actually pay per contact blocks that you purchase. So how many people you actually have in the system that is marketable at a certain time.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that question because we said unlimited campaigns and we said unlimited users, and people are like, well, how do you charge? So it's on the contacts that are stored within the product. But to Bree's point, yeah, it's great that you're not sitting there worried about the different seats and managing different user license inside Market. It's up to you how many people you want to allow in, and then you can add the permissions.
All right, we've also got another one, which is, do we have a demo? We do have a demo online of Sugar Market, which we can go ahead and send you personally. But then additionally, I think the best demo that you could possibly get is connecting with your CSM and, speaking about your needs so that they can tailor that demo and that conversation with you based on your specific requirements, limitations, needs, etc. So we can definitely follow up with you individually. I've got your name in my mind. Any other final questions, burning questions? I think, one for me, and I want to finish this off with hearing from the customer. So John and Joey, this was for you. What would you say has made the biggest difference using SugarMarket in terms of supporting your business and navigating any, challenges, obstacles, etc.?
Well, go ahead. You're the marketing side.
It's scalability for us, I think, and just being able to push the envelope a little bit farther each time on what we can do and how we're able to work together with our sales team, because it's really important, because if they're not, creating leads, or we're not creating leads for them and gaining more business, then we're not doing our job. So I think with having Market and Sugar together, that it's just really kind of helped us kind of move and push that needle forward.
And from a developer, administrator point of view, it's allowed a lot of what I do to not spend time trying to find a solution or to fix something that doesn't exist or shouldn't exist, to finding solutions that'll make our sales teams more engaged with the customer, and then make our customers' experience even better.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say the leveraging the dashboards, that is also very useful, to be able to, whatever campaigns we're running, or that we want to deliver that content back to our sales team, that has really proven to be successful.
Fantastic. We love to hear it. All right, so that was the final question. My colleague Matt did put the on-demand demo of SugarMarket in the chat for anyone who's interested in taking a look at it. Additionally, if you've got questions, please feel free to reach out to your CSM. At the end of the day, we hope this was educational. We really want to be able to support your business needs, so we appreciate you spending the time to learn more about the solution and hear from Joey and John and the rest of the very expert individuals on this call. We'll be following up with a recording of this if you weren't able to stay the whole time or you want to share it with colleagues. And we appreciate you all and very much want to thank the speakers as well. Thank you guys so much.